there, I just thought I'd come on tonight and just give you a little show of how you can use your nesting dies. Okay, so take it full advantage. Normally what people usually do is nest their dies and put them on top of each other and put them in the front of a card and then stick an embellishment on. Well, what I'm going to show you is how you can actually make a card out of your nesting dies. So first of all, I have a set of nesting dies here that I really like, and what I like about them is that they come down in size. Really it's tight. There's not big spaces in between, so you can have your matting and layering really close up. So I've used these 1, 2, 3, 4 nesting dies. So I've taken the biggest one and I've cut out 2. So this is going to be my base card. Okay, using these 2 for my base card. So to join them, all I'm going to do is take my scoring board, like so, and I'm going to butt this up to the butt bar, just trying to keep it in line. So in situ is this part here and this part here. Okay, and I'm just going to use my scoring tool and I'm going to score from there to there. Okay, so that's my side panel, or at the top, whatever you want to do with it. Okay, like that. And I just need to check. Yeah, like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a wee bit of the red lining tape. I would use the glue as well, something that's really strong that's going to hold this. And I'm just going to put 2 lines of the red lining tape, like so. And I know then that this is not going to come apart. Okay, and I use my bond folder just to burnish that down. Okay, so it makes it easier for you to lift the tape off if you burnish it. Okay, and then I'll take my front panel and I'm just going to marry that up with my back panel, like so, and then there's my base card. Now because I've did that score on the back, it means that I can fold that back and whoever gets it, they can write on it and it's easier for them to write in the middle. Okay, so that was my largest die that I used here. Okay, so I've done some of the matting and layering. So my next one down is I've cut this pretty silver. So that's this one here. So I've done that. And I'm just going to put them on with double-sided sticky tape. I don't want too much height with it because there is a few of matting and layering that I'm going to do. And I've picked 3 colourways, which is white, the holographic silver, and a lovely pale blue. So you'll see that in a second. So I'm just taking the back and offs of these tape, like so. And I'm just going to align this up on here. This is the front of the card. Okay, so I've done a nice blue one. Now you'll see that I've die cut my flowers because my flowers are here. I didn't want to cut another full sheet just for 2 petals, so I just cut into this because it's going to be hidden with my top one. So again, just double-sided tape on here because I've got flowers that I'm putting on, and actually that's enough height that I need. But however, with having the different layers, it will give it dimension that way, rather than using double-sided sticky pads to pop it up. Okay, that will give it a good dimensional look. So like that, I'm going to layer this on here, and I think the silver, the white and the blue really goes nice together. And then this is the last piece, which is the white piece, finishing off again with the white. So on with the double-sided tape, like so, and off that comes. So this is just another way of using your nesting dies that you can actually make a card out of it. See? So that's how it's going to stand. So I've used a new die for me, and it's a thank you sentiment, and it die cuts out beautifully. So I'm going to put that here, and then I'm going to have my flowers cascading down there. So this time I actually forgot to put some of the sticky back on the back of this silver, so I'm just using this little fine glue tip bottle here, which works really well. You don't get glue everywhere with it, and I'm just going round the edges of the letters. And what I like about this glue as well is that it really doesn't make a mess, and the bottle is really handy for doing these little jobs if you do forget to put the adhesive on the back. Okay, so when you've done that, you can then position that where you want it to be, and that's there for me. Okay, this is what we call a little tumble dryer sheet, and I'm just going to use that to make sure that's adhered down. Okay, and if I get any glue on the front, this is very forgiving because it will rub any glue off the foiled card, which is great. Okay, so I went and cut out all my flowers, but it's a daisy flower I've got. It's like this, and you get the large, medium and small. And what I've done is I've taken my pokey tool and I've gripped each side of the petal, and I've just cupped it round that pokey tool, and I've went along and I've done that to every single petal, okay, to give it a wee bit of life. See the difference in the flat ones and the cup ones? It gives it a wee bit of a life. So here we go. I have made 3 sort of bigger flowers, which I'm going to position like so, and I've made just a little one. That's all I had enough card for, and I didn't want to make any more. I've got some really nice big stick-on rhinestones. So I've got these 2 which are the same size, so I'm going to pop this inside this flower, and I'm going to do that to the one next to it, because these 2 are the same size of flowers, so they've got the same size of the rhinestone. And then there's a little smaller rhinestone to the side, and I'm popping that in this one because this is a slightly smaller flower. Okay, now whenever I put anything like this onto a card, I always use the Pin Flare glue gel because it just keeps your flowers on. It's easy, you've got a wee bit of wiggle room, and you can move them about if you want to. The only thing is it does take longer to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my middles before I do my flower. So I have got, this may not fit now, but we'll see. So that silver is not going to fit unless I cut the top. So let's see. So I'm going to have the blue and I'm going to have the white. Okay, and that just fits in there perfectly. So another wee bit of the double-sided tape. This is where I went and cut some more flowers out of that blue paper, but it won't be seen because the white's going over the top. So that just gives the card a wee bit stability as well, because you've got quite a few layers on the front, and if you've got them on the middle as well, it just evens out the weight of your card, which means that when it's standing it won't flop over and fall. Right, so I'm going to pop that on there near to the bottom so it'll fit in the top and won't interrupt the mechanism of it folding. So this here, and this gives somewhere to write to and from, a wee message like so. Pop that in there, and that gives a nice middle piece as well. Notice there's a wee bit of glue on that, so just wipe it off. And then back to the front where I can then adhere my flowers. I also cut some really nice leaves in the same sort of holographic silver, and I used this die for cutting the leaves. It comes in a set of two, a large and a small one, and I've used the small leaves, okay, for this project. So onto the Pinflair glue gel, and I use a cocktail stick, and all I'm going to do is put that there, pop a leaf there, and put one of my large flowers. So one of my big flowers is going to go onto there, okay? I can then pop in some more of the leaves. Sometimes I just scrape it off the tip with a leaf. And the same, so I've got the big one here, another big one there. Pop that on there. Put a wee bit of Pinflair glue on the ends, like so. And just tuck the leaves in behind, and that just helps to give a wee bit of life to your flowers and bringing in the colours of the background nesting dies. Okay, so here's another flower coming up. This is the small flower, so I'm just going to pop that in there, and again just some of the leaves tucked in behind like so, like that. So there's your lovely card made out of your nesting dies, which you can then take any of your shaped ones and do beautiful shaped cards. This is another one that I did earlier here. Where have I put it? There it is. So this is one that I did earlier. This time it was a different shape, and I did a bit of stamping on the front, and I used flowers with some stamens in the middle, and I just decorated with dotted rhinestones round about. So that's another nice card there, pretty card to give. This is a birthday one. This is a thank you with a thank you inside. And I do have little labels that I stick on the back of my cards that says handmade with love, just to finish them off, and that'll pop into a 6x6 inch envelope, which is great because that's what I use all the time. So have a little play with all your nesting dies that you have, because I'm sure you will have plenty like me, and make some nice shaped cards. So I'll be interested in see what you are going to do. Okay, take care of the now. Bye bye. See you next time.